1. Introduction. My name is Neela. I want to tell you about my life. For many years, I believed my life was very good. I thought I had a perfect marriage. I was 27 years old when I met Mark. He was a very charming man. He knew how to talk to people. He was always kind, and he always seemed to know the perfect things to say. When he spoke, I always felt happy. He made me feel special. We met in a bookstore. It was a quiet afternoon. I was looking for a new book to read. He was also there, looking at books. We started talking. It was easy to talk to him. We talked for a long time that day. We met again a few days later. Then we met many times. Our romance was very quick. We spent a lot of time together. Every day I learned more about him, and I liked him more and more. I felt very happy when I was with Mark. After only 6 months, Mark asked me a very important question. He asked me to marry him. We were at our favorite restaurant. He held my hand. He looked into my eyes. I was very surprised, but also very happy. I said yes immediately. He gave me a beautiful gold ring. It was a simple ring, but it was very beautiful to me. He promised me that we would be together forever. He promised me a happy future. I believed him completely. I thought our life together would be wonderful. We got married. After that, we started our life together. I believed we had built a normal and happy life. We lived in a small apartment. It was not big, but it was cozy. We decorated it together. It felt like our special place. I worked in an office. My job was not very exciting, but I liked my coworkers. Mark worked in sales. He often traveled for his job, but he always came home to me. Our daily life was simple and good. We often ate dinner at home. I liked to cook, and Mark always said my food was delicious. On the weekends, we sometimes took small trips. We visited different towns or went to the beach. We liked to walk together and talk about our day. We shared our dreams and our plans. We talked about having children one day. We talked about buying a bigger house. Everything felt stable and safe. I trusted Mark with all my heart. I thought our love was strong and true. I believed we would grow old together. Our marriage was 12 years old. I thought it was perfect. I thought Mark was the perfect husband for me. I had no idea that my perfect life was not real. 2. A strange letter. One afternoon, the sky outside was gray. Rain fell softly against the window panes. I was in the kitchen, cleaning the counter. It was a normal day, like many others, and the house was quiet. I moved a stack of papers and saw something new. It was a letter. The envelope was plain, white, and it had a bank logo at the top. Mark and I often received letters from the bank, but this one was different. I picked it up. My eyes looked at the name printed clearly on the front. It was not my name. It was not Mark's name. The letter was for Mrs. Elaine Carter. I froze. My hand stopped moving. Who was Elaine Carter? I had never heard this name before in my life. I felt a strange, tight feeling in my stomach. My heart started to beat faster, like a small drum playing a quick rhythm. The address on the envelope was also different from ours. This made me worry even more. Why did a letter for someone else come to our home? I put the letter down on the table. I walked around the kitchen, but I could not stop thinking about it. The name, Elaine Carter, stayed firmly in my mind. I looked at the clock on the wall. Mark would be home soon from work. I decided to wait for him. I wanted to ask him about the letter right away. My thoughts raced, trying to find an answer. Was it a simple mistake by the post office? Or was it something else, something troubling? I tried to tell myself it was nothing, but the feeling of worry grew stronger inside me. After a little while, Mark came home. I heard his keys in the lock. He walked into the kitchen, smiling as he always did after work. He put his bag down. "Hello, my love," he said warmly. He looked at me and I knew I had to ask him then. I picked up the letter from the table. My hands felt a little shaky as I held it. I showed it to him. "Mark," I said. My voice was a little quiet. "Who is Elaine Carter? This letter is for her. It came to our house today." Mark looked at the letter in my hand. His face did not change. He did not look surprised or worried at all. He took the envelope from my hand. He looked at the name for just a second. Then he smiled a small, calm smile. "Oh, that," he said very easily. "It's nothing. It's just a mistake. The bank probably sent it to the wrong address. Don't worry about it, Neela." He put the letter down on the counter and then quickly changed the subject. He asked me about my day. He seemed very calm. Too calm, I thought. He did not seem to think it was strange at all that this letter had arrived. He dismissed it so quickly, so easily. His words were simple, but they did not make me feel better. Instead, they left me with a strong, cold feeling of doubt. A small, cold feeling began to grow inside me. It was not a mistake. I knew it deep down. This letter was important. I looked at the letter again where it lay on the counter. The name Elaine Carter was still there, and my worry was still there too, growing larger. 3. His secret life. The strange letter stayed in Neela's mind. Mark had said it was a mistake, but she could not forget the name, Elaine Carter. A quiet worry grew inside her. She tried to go about her day, but her thoughts kept returning to the letter. Who was Elaine Carter? Mark's calm smile did not make the worry go away. It made her feel more uneasy. One evening, after Mark had gone to bed, Neela sat alone. The house was quiet. She looked at her phone. She knew she had to find out. She opened a search engine and typed the name, Elaine Carter. Her heart beat faster. Many results appeared. She looked carefully. Then she saw a name that looked familiar. It was a social media profile. The last name was Carter, the same as Mark's. Neela clicked on the profile. A picture loaded on the screen. It was a woman with a kind face. Neela scrolled down the page. She saw many photos. Then her eyes stopped. She saw a picture of a wedding, her breath caught. In the photo, a man stood next to Elaine Carter. It was Mark. He was smiling, wearing a suit. Elaine wore a white wedding dress. They looked very happy. Neela could not believe what she was seeing. She scrolled through more photos from the same day. There were pictures of Mark and Elaine cutting a cake, dancing, and looking at each other with love. The date on the photos was clear, 15 years ago. Neela's mind raced. She thought about her own life with Mark. They had been married for 12 years. She quickly did the math. If Mark married Elaine 15 years ago, then he was already married when he met Neela. He was married to another woman when he proposed to her. Her hands began to shake. The phone felt heavy. Her perfect life, her happy marriage, all of it suddenly felt like a lie. Mark had promised her forever, but he already had a forever with someone else. He had lived 2 lives. He had kept this huge secret from her for 12 years. Neela felt a cold shock. She took many screenshots of the wedding photos and the dates. She needed proof. This was not a mistake. This was his secret life. I am not his wife. After seeing Elaine's pictures, Neela felt a deep, cold shock. Her hands still trembled. The truth was too big. Mark, her husband for 12 years, was already married when he met her. Was her marriage real? She had to know. She needed proof. This one last piece of information could change everything or confirm her worst fears. She decided to go to the city office. This was where all important records were kept, especially marriage records. She put on her coat, feeling strangely numb. Her legs felt heavy, like they did not want to move. The bus ride to the city center was a blur. She looked out the window, but she saw nothing. Her mind was full of questions, repeating the same words. Is it real? She walked into the big official building. There were many people moving quickly. She found the right sign, marriage certificates. She waited in a short line, her heart beating fast. When it was her turn, she walked to the counter. A woman with kind, tired eyes sat there. "Hello," Neela said, her voice quiet, almost a whisper. "I need to check a marriage record for Neela Brooks and Mark Carter." The woman nodded kindly. She typed on her computer. She looked at a big, thick book. She checked some old files carefully. Neela watched her every move. Each second felt like an hour. Neela held her breath. She hoped for a mistake. She hoped the internet was wrong. She hoped her 12 years of happiness were real. The woman looked up. Her kind eyes were now sad, full of pity. "I am so sorry," she said softly. "There is no legal marriage record for Neela Brooks and Mark Carter in our files. None at all." Neela felt like the air left her lungs. Her world stopped spinning. Her ears rang. No legal marriage. It was not a mistake. It was the truth. She was not his wife. She had never been his wife. The wedding day, the beautiful white dress, the gold ring on her finger, the promises they made, all of it was a lie. 12 years. 12 years of a fake life, a life built on sand. She stood there, frozen, unable to move. The woman spoke again, but Neela did not hear the words. She only heard one thing: no legal marriage. She was the second woman, the secret woman. Mark had lived 2 lives. She was part of the one that was a cruel deception. Her eyes felt hot, but no tears came. The shock was too deep. She managed to mumble a thank you to the clerk. She turned and walked out of the office. The street outside looked different. The sky seemed darker. Everything was different now. Her whole life was a lie. She walked without knowing where she was going, just away from the place where her biggest truth had become her biggest lie. 5. Meeting her, I found Elaine's house. It was not far from my apartment. My heart beat fast as I walked to her street. I felt nervous, but also strong. I needed to know more. I needed to speak to her. This was the next step after learning I was not Mark's legal wife. I stood outside her house for a moment. It looked like a quiet, normal home. I took a deep breath and walked to the door. I raised my hand and knocked. 1 knock, then 2, then 3. The sound felt very loud in the quiet street. After a few seconds, the door opened. A woman stood there. She had kind eyes, but they also looked tired. This was Elaine. I knew it. I looked at her face and she looked at mine. I did not know what to say first. My voice felt stuck in my throat. Then I spoke. I said, "Hello, my name is Neela. I think we are both married to the same man." Elaine did not look surprised. Her eyes did not widen. She did not gasp. She just looked at me with a sad expression. It was as if she had been waiting for this moment. This lack of surprise was a new shock for me. It meant she already knew something was wrong. She opened the door wider. "Please come in," she said quietly. Her voice was soft. I stepped inside her house. It was clean and warm. We went to her living room. We sat on a sofa. For a moment, it was silent. Then Elaine started to speak. She told me everything. She said she knew about me. She knew that Mark had another life. Mark had told her about me. He had promised her that he would end things with me. He told her he would get a divorce. He said he would leave me soon. He had been saying this for a long time. She believed him. She loved him. She wanted to believe him. Elaine said Mark often came home late. He told her he was working. But now she knew he was with me. She felt sad and angry. She had waited for him to keep his word. She had hoped he would choose her, his first wife. I listened to her words. Each word was like a piece of a puzzle, a very sad puzzle. Mark had lived 2 lives. He had 2 wives. He told us both lies. He told her he would leave me. He told me he loved me. He built 2 separate worlds. Both worlds were full of his lies. I felt a mix of feelings. I was sad for Elaine. She was also a victim of Mark's lies. I was angry at Mark. He had hurt 2 women deeply. I was also angry at myself for not seeing the truth sooner. But how could I? He was so good at lying. We talked for almost 2 hours. We shared stories about Mark. We found many things that were the same. His excuses, his promises, his charming words. They were all part of his big lie. It was a strange meeting. 2 women connected by one man's betrayal. 2 women who had believed a lie for many years. We were not enemies. We were 2 people who had been tricked by the same man. This meeting was the start of understanding the full truth. 6. The truth is out. Neela felt a deep pain. Mark had lied to her for 12 long years. She felt betrayed. She knew she could not keep his secret anymore. She decided it was time for everyone to know the truth about Mark. She needed to expose his 2 lives. First, Neela went into the apartment. She started to gather all of Mark's things, his clothes, his shoes, his books, and other personal items. She put everything into large bags. She carried the heavy bags to the front door. Then, she opened the door and left all his belongings outside on the street. She did not want anything of his inside her home. Next, Neela found a box of old letters. These were letters Mark had written to her. They were full of loving words and promises. Now, these words felt empty and false. Neela took the letters outside. She started a small fire in a safe place. One by one, she put the letters into the flames. She watched them burn until only ashes remained. It felt like she was burning the past. Then Neela thought about Mark's job. She knew who his boss was. Neela sat down and wrote an email. In the email, she explained everything. She wrote about Mark's 2 marriages and how he had lived a lie for many years. She attached the pictures she had found online, showing Mark with Elaine. She sent the email to his boss. She knew this would have big consequences. Neela also called Mark's mother. This was a very difficult phone call. She told Mark's mother the shocking truth about her son. Mark's mother listened quietly at first, then she began to cry. She could not believe what Neela was telling her. It was a very sad moment for everyone. Neela also decided to share the truth more widely. She went online. She posted some of the pictures she had. She also wrote a simple message. The message said, "This man has 2 wives." She shared this so that others would know about Mark's deception. Soon, the consequences for Mark began. His boss fired him from his job. He had lost his work because of his lies. His mother was very upset with him. His comfortable life started to fall apart. A few days later, Mark came to the door. He knocked loudly. Neela looked through the peephole. Mark looked very bad. His clothes were messy and his face was sad. He looked tired. He called her name, begging her to open the door. Neela opened the door a little bit. Mark immediately started to speak. He said he was so sorry. He promised he would change. He begged her to take him back. He said he loved her and that she was the only one. But Neela did not believe his words anymore. She had heard enough lies. She looked at him with a strong, clear voice. "Go away, Mark," she said. "Go to your real wife. I am not your wife." Then Neela closed the door firmly. She felt a sense of peace. The truth was finally out. Seven, a new friend. Neela felt very sad. The days after Mark left were hard. She went to work, but her heart was heavy. She often cried at her desk. Her coworkers saw her sadness. Some people looked away. Some people did not know what to say. But one person was different. His name was Will. He worked in the same office as Neela. Will was a kind man. He did not ask many questions. He did not tell Neela what to do. He just helped in small ways. Every morning, Will brought Neela a cup of hot tea. He put it on her desk. He did not say much, just a quiet, "Here you go, Neela." The tea was warm, and it made Neela feel a little better. She felt a small warmth inside her. Sometimes Neela talked. She talked about her feelings. She talked about the lies. Will just listened. He listened carefully. He did not stop her. He did not judge her words. He just let her speak. This was very important for Neela. She felt safe with Will. She felt that she could be herself even when she was sad. Will never tried to fix her problems. He did not say, "You should do this," or "You should do that." He just stayed close. He was there. This simple presence meant a lot to Neela. She had felt very alone, but now she was not completely alone. Slowly, day by day, Neela started to feel a change. The crying stopped a little. The sadness was still there, but it was not so strong all the time. She started to see the colors around her again. She started to hear the birds outside the window. One afternoon, Neela was feeling very low. Will came to her desk. He looked at her with soft eyes. He said, "Neela, you deserve better, much better." His words were gentle, but they were strong. He reached out and held her hand. His hand was warm and steady. This small touch was very comforting. It was a sign of true care. Neela felt a new feeling inside her. It was not love yet, but it was hope. It was the start of something new and good. Will was different from Mark. Mark was charming and full of big words, but he was not honest. Will was simple and quiet, but he was always true. He never lied. He was a good man. A new, gentle relationship began to form. It was not fast, but it was real. Neela learned to trust again. She learned that good people exist. Will helped her to heal. He was a true friend when she needed one most. This friendship was a light in her dark days. It was a promise of a better future. 8, my new beginning. Now my life is very different. I live in a new home. It is a small house, but it feels safe and calm. Every morning I wake up and I feel happy. I smile a lot. This feeling is new for me. After a long, hard time, I have found peace. My new home is simple. It has one bedroom, a kitchen, and a small living room. I have put my own things in it. Pictures on the walls, a soft blanket on the sofa. It feels like my own space, truly mine for the first time. I can finally breathe easily here. I feel strong and independent in this new place. Mark is not in my life anymore. He is gone. There are no more lies from him. There is no more pain. My heart is light now. I do not think about him. I do not miss him. He is a part of the past, and the past is closed. I learned a lot from that time. It was a difficult lesson, but it showed me what I do not want in my life. I want truth. I want honesty. I want a partner who respects me and tells the truth. Mark taught me these things by doing the opposite. I understand now that a life built on lies cannot last. Elaine is also free. She can live her own life now. The big secret that hurt us both is gone. We both learned a big lesson about trust and truth. I hope she finds peace and happiness too. We are two women who found truth in a very difficult way. Our shared experience was painful, but it led us both to freedom. We were both victims of one man's lies. Now we are both strong and free to choose our own paths. We have both been given a second chance at a real life, and Will, he is next to me every day. He is a good man. Our relationship is honest. We talk about everything. There are no secrets between us. He is kind and strong. He makes me feel safe. We spend time together. We cook food. We walk outside in the park. We laugh a lot. It is a simple life, but it is real. This new relationship is built on truth. It is not like before. I know Will's past and he knows mine. We trust each other completely. Trust is very important. It is the most important thing for me now. We learn from each other every day. We support each other's dreams. The difficult time taught me many things. It taught me about lies. It taught me about strength. It taught me about what is truly important in life. Now, I understand what a real relationship should be. It is not about a quick promise. It is about steady truth. This lesson was hard, but it led me here. This is my real beginning. It is a new start for my life. I am ready for the future. I am ready to be happy. I am ready to build a life on truth with a man who truly cares for me. I am finally free and truly happy.